to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we live in different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walk the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me keep on running. Toes they gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
Every fan doing this.
I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Run it up. Man, just like that, we are back. This is my top division one. Kev coming on, man. Welcome back to another episode of Refuse to Lose, man. Shout out to Kev for being the first person in the chats, man. Davey Dollars, we still in your division. As y'all can see, our brother Joe is not here. And you already know why he's not here. Because if you watch some of the panels and some of the predictions that he's been spewing, he had to go off to the desert and figure out what's going on with himself, man. You know? Funny that we are talking about the Arizona Cardinals and the Seahawks as our brother Joe is in the desert trying to figure out what the Commanders are going to be this season and if Saquon Barkley is going to be that number 2 running back from that not so average top 5. But with all that being said, it's Money Making Monday. I got my brother Dave with me. How we doing, man?
I'm doing great. And Kev, I'm curious as to what you have to say about this division. You know, I say this every single time we talk about this division. I don't care about division pride. I hope every team in the division goes 0-17. I don't care.
He is not lying.
So this is going to be interesting for me. I definitely have some nice bold predictions for both teams. So I can't wait to talk about it. I think it's going to be interesting with the quarterback situation in Seattle. But you know, we'll talk about that when we get there. But you know, I'm feeling good. How are you feeling, my guy, Tomo?
Man, you know, we getting closer and closer to talking about my division, and hopefully for both of us, we getting closer and closer to seeing some good news about our wide receivers getting re-signed with the team. So Until then, I'm good personally, but football fan wise, I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's it.
Yep. And as you said, it is Money Making Monday, so let's turn up.
Turn me up.
It's going to be a great show. So we are live right now on YouTube and Facebook, so make sure you like, share, subscribe. Other than that, enjoy yourself. Be in the comment section heavy. Like this video, share it, and have a great time. Tomo, floor is yours.
And you are right, Joe. This is a Dummy Bro episode. So you already know. You're going to have a few things to say that some people may say, I feel you, dummy, or he's a dummy. It depends on which way you want to take it. But at the end of the day, we here for the jokes. So we don't care as long as you're in the comments and you hit that like button. We're going to start it off with it's about to get fall season. So, you know, one player, instead of looking at his actual playbook, he might be looking at his loadout. And I'm talking about Call of Duty. So if y'all don't understand where that joke came from, that's where it came from, you know, because some weird people out there, even though I am a part of the Pause Police. But anyway, we got to talk about the Cardinals crash course they did over the summer and give out all season's grades. So, Dave, this team right here, you know, they beat up on the Cowboys. They definitely beat up on the Cowboys. That's it. But they definitely did both of us a favor at the end of the season, you know, by beating up on another team. So they ended on a bang. But how you feeling about this team going into this season?
So I like what they did in the draft. They did some nice moves in the offseason, getting signed to DJ Dallas, Justin Jones, Mike Wilson, senior. He was a linebacker that played for New England. Sean Murphy Bunting, he was a DB for the Titans, so that helps them out there. There was some defense that they needed out there. Jonah Williams, Chris Moore, Justin Jones. So they made some nice move. But I think the biggest splash they did was drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. That's what they needed because they traded away Hollywood Brown to the Kansas City Chiefs. So they needed a number one. They also let D-Hop go last year. D-Hop went to the Titans. So they needed a number one wide receiver. Now they have that with Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's going to be dynamic. He definitely has an opportunity to win Offensive Rookie of the Year if everything goes well. So for me, I'm going to give them a B minus. It's mainly for drafting. I think they had a pretty good draft, honestly. They had a really, really good draft. I'm gonna go through all the guys that they drafted this year. They drafted Marvin Harrison Jr., Darius Robinson, Max Milton, Trey Benson, Isaiah Adams, Tip Reeman, Elijah Jones, Dadrian Taylor, Demerson, Xavier Thomas, Christian Jones, Tejon Palmer, and Jaden Davis out of University of Miami. So they had a pretty extensive draft. That's 12 guys they drafted. They had 12 draft picks this year. So they had a lot draft this year. Jonathan Gannon, I think, is going to have another year under his belt, being the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. With a healthy Kyler Murray coming in this year. So I think they'll be a lot better. And then you got the emergence of Trey McBride last year in the end of the season. So I think this is going to be – I think they'll be a little bit better or at least more competitive this year. So I say B minus C plus.
Okay. Well, I was going to give them a B plus just because of Marvin Harrison. Like, if they would have messed that one up, that's kind of like the Giants GM not bringing back Saquon and having 2 pick, throwing Danny Dimes as your franchise quarterback. See, there's so many things you can do as a GM to mess this one up. And if Kyler can stay healthy, they might get an A minus based upon the offseason grades. Because if he plays the same way he kind of ended the season, you got James Conner, who likes to run the ball with an attitude. Trey Benson was one of the running backs I was thinking that the Cowboys was possibly going to end up with, but our draft went another way. I ain't too mad at some of the picks now based upon the preseason games. But again, that a young running back would have been nice. Marvin Harrison Jr., we already seen what he was doing. If you haven't seen, he got a few clips right now where he just routing people up already. And you know what people say? He is daddy's son. Like, man, I'm so glad I'm so glad the Giants. Malik Neighbors ain't no slouch, but I'm just glad the Giants didn't get Marvin Harrison Jr. Because he would have made Daniel Dimes look like a real
I'm not gonna lie. I was actually upset that they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. I said, we gotta deal with this now.
Man.
But sorry. No,
you good. And on top of that, Kev said it. Having Gannon out there who got this young team to step up to a level that they actually won that last year or compete with teams that they really weren't supposed to compete with. Again, I go back to that Cowboys game. A lot of people were like, well, Joshua Dobbs was a starting quarterback. The Cowboys should win this easy. And they came in fighting. Even towards the end of the season, there were so many games where they were supposed to lose, but they always put up a fight. I brought up the Eagles game, but somebody will come in the comments and say not a day goes by. So if you want to understand the Eagles game, just go watch that one. But yeah, for me, I'm going B plus. Hopefully everything does pan out. Of course, with any team, there are a few things they can upgrade on. But again, that comes with, and they still got Buda Baker, so they didn't trade him yet. So that's another good thing too. So again, I think this team is a B plus. They got a lot of promise, but when we get to the schedule, y'all might be like, where all that promise go?
Yeah, I definitely feel like because I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking right now. Ain't too many wins I see on this record on this schedule for them. But I do like some of the stuff that they did as far as a football fan.
No. I will play with them on Madden. That says something.
I'm not.
It's a test. It's a test. I ain't gonna say you're gonna win, but if you do win, you can be like, man, you are trash. Because how did I win this game? especially with this guy, my quarterback, seeing as though everybody has so many expectations, especially when they got D Hop, and they was like, look, now they got D Hop, they went and got the best quarterback coach from college, who was his head coach at the time, another your done son candidate. So we're gonna talk about it right quick. We gotta talk about Kyler Airstrike Murray. And if you don't know what an airstrike is, either you're in the army or you once again play Call of Duty.
Like Call of Duty.
Here we go. So we got to talk about a little bit of expectations. And when it comes to the expectations, I know you started the last one, Dave, but I just want to hear the stats right quick if you got it.
So from what I've seen, they're predicting that he's going to throw for over 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. That's what I saw.
14 of them things. All right. So going off of that, I know they put the rushing yards up there.
Yeah, but I didn't write that down for some reason.
All right, cool. That's cool. And Joe, I agree with you. I think we both agree if they healthy, we could see 7 to 8 games. But
yeah, I definitely can. 7 to 8 games if they're healthy. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and I could see them being 30. Okay. So shout out to Joe for being in the desert but still finding service. All right, because that season is coming upon us. I think I kind of agree with their expectations a little bit. I think it depends on the connection, because again, rookie receiver and you got a veteran quarterback, but again, the veteran quarterback who likes to make plays with his legs also is going to be a very, very interesting situation. And I think they like to run the ball a little bit more. This team is literally like a young foundation of what the 49ers bring to this division, because y'all like that physical ground and pound team, but you still got weapons that can make plays down the field. I see them with about 4,000, maybe 4,200 yards. Give them 25 touchdowns. I like the 14 interceptions because, again, things can happen. And with rushing yards, maybe 500 and maybe like 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns. But I think Kyler Murray actually proved something this season. And again, if he can stay healthy, that will add a lot more to just his game.
Okay, so I do have the rushing yards.
Let's get it.
535 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. So that's what I see. And a 67% completion percentage.
Okay, so I leave the completion percentage for Joe. I know he's going to say something in the comments. I said about 500 rushing yards. So like you said, 530?
535.
Okay, yeah, that's a good ballpark. What you got?
I have him throwing for like 3,800 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I have him going around that part. About 66 completion percentage. So it was kind of sort of near that. And for rushing yards, I actually put like 650. So I thought he might run for 650 rushing yards.
Field day.
And 5 touchdowns. He's small. He's very agile. He can run. He can run.
If Deuce Vaughn was a quarterback, it would be
go.
Kyler Murray.
There you go.
I got you.
There you go. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but you know the analogy I was reaching for.
I'm mad that I actually use an actual running back, but yeah, a better version of Taysom Hill. Let's do that.
There you go.
Way better version, actually.
Well, much better. So yeah, I can see that. I can see him run for 500 to 600 yards and about 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Okay. Well, as y'all know, we're doing 2 teams today, so we got to get through this a little swiftly. So if you do agree with us or you don't agree with us and you know Arizona Cardinal fans, share this content with them so they can add their 2 cents. They may just agree, but we're going to fast forward a little bit and we got to shuffle the cards a little bit. We got to do a record season prediction. So let me see if I got it right here. And hopefully, if you've been keeping up, this is the correct version of it. Or maybe if I have it written down. Excel, I got some words for y'all. So, we're going to start this one off. They started out the gate. AJA, y'all might like where I'm going with this one. They got at the Bills.
Loss.
Thing. Then they follow it up. They play at home versus the Rams.
I think they win that game.
Ooh, okay. I got them losing that game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then right after that, they go to Detroit comes to them.
Loss.
They lose that game. All right. This was a tough one for me. Versus the Commanders.
This was tough too, but I like what I saw in Jaden McDaniels in the preseason. I like what I've been hearing from him. I'm giving this to the Commanders. That's what I had before, and now I feel more comfortable with saying the Commanders win that game.
See, it was a tough one for me because I know what Dan Quinn defense did against the Cardinals last year, but that was Joshua Dobbs and it wasn't Kyler Murray. And I don't really know too much about what Washington's offense is going to look like as of week 4. But I still think they win this game. I think the Commanders win this game. Too many C's. I think the Commanders win this one. Jane Daniels going to have a nice little field day in Arizona.
Yeah.
Then they bounce back and play the 49ers.
Bounce back? You mean they fall back? They lose.
I mean, they bounce back enough, from practice because I think they lose this one too. So right now, I got them losing. Like, this is bad.
Yeah, I definitely have them losing that game.
Gannon is a killer against rookie QBs. You're going to see. I mean, I've seen it happen, but
I guess.
I don't know. I think Washington finds their stride early in the season, but I'll talk more about that when we do our NFC East panel. So
technically, Sam Howell was a rookie last year, and he didn't kill Sam Howell. So,
and that is true. That is true. I think they was the only team to beat them in our division. Did the Giants beat them?
No, the Giants lost too. I think.
Joe, correct us on that one. But right after that, it's a tough loss. I feel like the Panthers episode. So now they play at Green Bay.
Loss.
Yeah, I don't got them winning the game so far. This is gonna be a tough season for them. At least you got them winning with the Rams.
Yeah.
Then they got wait. Nope, moving too fast. Then they play the Chargers on ESPN.
Lost.
Okay. Yeah.
Lost.
I was just trying to tell the people where to find the game, and they already lost it. They didn't even cut the game on yet, and they lost. It's a Monday nighter. All right, then they are at Miami.
Lost.
Same. Right. Versus the Bears.
I think they finally get their second win.
I think they finally get their first win. So I think they win this one. Ooh, it's been a rough ride all the way up until Chicago. And now they got to turn around and have the Jets come home and beat up on them because I think they lose to the Jets.
I think so too.
Sheesh, kid. We about right there, kid. All right, then they have a bye week. They get to reset, think a little bit, breathe, stretch, and then fly out to Seattle.
I got them winning. I got them beating Seattle.
Okay, we agree. All right. Outside of the Rams game, we on point. I think they beat them. Then they go to Minnesota. I think they beat the Vikings. Okay. Then they got back at home with Seattle.
I think they lose that game.
Oh man, we got the same notes. Yeah, they lose. They can't win too many games. They're trying to get a draft pick. Then they play the Patriots at home.
I think they beat the Patriots.
I think they win that game. Then they got the Panthers. I think they win that game.
I think they win that game too.
Yep, in Carolina. Then they go on the road again. They play the Rams. I think they lose that one. I think the Rams sweep them.
I think they win. I think they lose the last two.
Oh yeah.
I know you have them beating us the last game of the season. I know.
You know why?
I know.
The last game, y'all gonna be good.
I know. So yeah, I got this. I got the Cardinals going 6-11.
Same. Let me go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, all these L's ain't that hard to count. 6 and 11. What you say, kid? You don't gotta have them starting that bad. Looking at the way this is shaping out and how the all season going, I think it's gonna be that bad.
Yeah, I didn't have them going 0-4, 0-6. I had them winning their second game of the season. I just think they're going on a losing streak until they play the Bears.
See, the toughest games was ones like the Packers, Chargers. I think the Rams beat them because they have the better of the quarterback and they have the better offensive core. So I think they can score on them. But like with the Packers, I know Jordan Love and them is good. See, they got not Jacoby gone. They got Josh Jones. Rest in peace, Jacoby. But yeah, Josh Jacobs. I'm sorry. So that right there, yeah. That right there is what was the equalizer for me. I was like, they can actually run the ball a little bit more. Not saying Aaron Jones was a slouch, but boom. So that was why I went there with that one.
No, I just like Jordan Love, Christian Washington, Romeo Dobbs, and the addition of Josh Jacobs. So I think that all of that ties into it. I don't think the Cardinals will be, and more than likely Jair Alexander is going to be on Marvin Harrison Jr.
You know it. So again, we go through the record predictions and then we do our bold predictions. So again, charge it to my head and not my heart with these bold predictions. So we gotta talk about some desert dreams or mirages, as some people would say. What's your bold prediction for this team, man?
My bold prediction is Kyler Murray throws for over 4,000 yards, and that the Cardinals win three divisional games.
You don't see no team sweeping them. Well, I got the Rams sweeping them. I think the 49ers sweep a team too. Or did I pick them?
Other than last year, we've swept the Rams every single year. And last year, other than that one game, we swept every team last year. So
y'all really own this division, man.
Exactly. Exactly. So I mean, it's definitely bound to happen. Not saying it's not possible that every team goes 3-3 in the division, but I don't see that happening. I don't see each team going 3-3 in the division. I don't see it being that close.
Nah, I know the Cardinals can put up a fight, but nah, I think they get swept by at least. If it's not the Rams, I see y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, Kev, keeping up with us in the comments, man. Every streak does come to an end.
Yeah, that's why y'all lost to the Cardinals.
Well, your bold prediction, you kind of alluded to it earlier in the show. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. does win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Mm-hmm. And I got another one that's like out of this planet. So I'm going to call this a Delulu bold prediction. I think Kyler Murray ends up getting traded.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know where, but I just think that's another one of my bold. I was sitting here looking at the schedule, and I was like, he might be out of there.
If he gets traded, he goes to the Raiders.
Whoa.
I think if he gets traded, he goes to the Raiders. Because they got Gardner Minshew and they got Aiden O'Connell. What do they have for the future?
Trey Lance. You see how he looked against them.
He tried to get rid of Trey Lance.
Hey, he looked good in that last game. Ain't had nothing to do with me.
He look bad.
Yeah. See, more football you play, the better he get. So go to LA, go to the Vegas and do that. Don't keep doing it over here. I can't say that because Dak might not be it. So Trey Lance might be my quarterback of the future. And I don't need y'all pulling up. Now that we in these chats, I don't need y'all pulling up these clips saying, Tomo, you ain't even believe in Trey Lance. And I'm over here fighting for him. Talking about you better than Josh Allen.
Hey, Kev, you might be right. They might not mix, but that ain't my problem.
I don't know. That might be what he need, though, Kev.
I'm looking at where he might or well, no, because then they just drafted a quarterback this year. So I don't see. I was gonna say the Saints maybe, but I don't see that happening.
What quarterback is? Oh, Riddler.
Yeah. Spencer Rattler. They drafted him out of South Carolina this year.
Jeez, now that I think about it, a lot of teams do have like a solid. Oh, the Rams might do it. If Stafford is this Stafford last year?
They're not going to trade within the division. They're not going to do that.
Well, yeah, the NFC East, the only teams that do that. So that's why I threw it out there.
Yeah.
Well, from one team to the next, and Dave, I know you're gonna like talking about this one because this is the team y'all used to go back and forth with a lot back in the day. Especially when they had like
the Legion of Boom.
When you try me with trash receivers like
Crabtree.
Ooh, he was, and then they got the nerve to get mad at Debo for saying what he said about Bradbury. Like, look what he did on national TV.
Exactly.
Well, we gotta talk about the Seahawks, man. So again, if you just now tuning in, we're doing our all-season panels. We're basically talking about every team in the division. We also have guests that come on. So if you are watching and you're a team, you're a fan of one of these teams, just let us know if you want to jump on, and we'll add you to the show and see if you can get your 2 cents off. Maybe you can help us make a little bit more sense of these teams. I mean, well, Dave already whoop up on these teams, so we good about that one. But we got the Hawks Nest, a grade above or below. Pete Carroll retires. They trade the Giants and get Leonard Williams, which that was last season, but they added to the defensive line. They also got my boy Big Hank from the Cowboys. So they got a lot of ex-NFC East players. They let Bobby Wagner go. I think he came back 1 year. He went back. Now he's with the Commanders. Long story there. But they added Jordan Brooks. Let me look at some of these draft picks. They got what do you got from Texas? They got D lineman Byron Murphy. Then they got Christian Hayes, the guard from UConn. They got the linebacker Trice Knight from UTEP. Tight end AJ Bonner from Michigan. Carl gonna pop up. I don't know if they want a tight end from Michigan. I'm just saying, I got Schoonmaker and he ain't looking too good. Then you got Nehemiah Pritchett from Auburn, cornerback. They got a tackle. See, here you go. Satu L from Utah. They got the D-back DJ James from Auburn. Then they got Mike Terrell Finlay. The tackle. Going off of these draft picks and then also just knowing what this team is built around, I'm still trying to figure out what they're going to do with the starting quarterback. Like, I know Geno showed signs, but then also Sam Howell showed signs when he wasn't getting sacked almost like 50 times last year. And then they also say he's been balling out in the preseason, so he's been looking good there. In totality, also looking at with the schedule that they have and just knowing that DK Metcalf's still there, Tyler Lockett's still around, Jackson Smith, you already know what he about. He showed that he's a dog. They added a few people to the line. I got to give them a C-, C+ in that ballpark. I really want to see what this new coach going to do. They got Mike McDonald. So, again, that's a defensive mind coming in. And you know what he did with the Ravens defense. So, yeah. I'm going to give him a C. I'm going to give him a C+. I know.
I ignored you purposely for that.
I know. I'm going to give him a C+.
MVP race. What year? He won an MVP race last year. You talking about 2 years ago?
He was an MVP? Was that early in the season?
I don't know. What Geno Smith you was looking at last year to say he was in the MVP race? He was in the MVP race 2 years ago, maybe. But last year? When was this?
Last year, but I don't remember.
I don't remember any conversation about Geno Smith being early in the season. Okay, I guess.
Received 1 5th-place vote for MVP in a race that was a last. No. That's 2023. Because they said Mahomes won. This is a long time ago, kid. Early in the season, maybe. Probably like week 4, week 5. I know he was going off. He was doing things that people didn't believe that he was doing, but
that last year, I don't.
Let me go back.
I didn't have him in it. I didn't have him in the MVP race at all last year.
Before you get your grade right quick, okay, so coming out the gate last year, they lost to the Rams 30-13, but then after that, they beat Detroit 37-31 in overtime. They beat the Carolina Panthers 37-27. Geno Smith in both games threw for almost about 600 yards. Then they, of course, beat up on the Giants. Like, who didn't beat up on the Giants? And he threw for like 110, but that was okay. I see what Kev was saying. So probably between weeks 2 and 8.
That don't count.
About weeks 2 and 8, he was balling out. Then he threw for almost like 370 on the command. Yeah, nah. About weeks 2 through 8, I could see that, Kev.
I don't remember him being in the conversation. That's just me. But my offseason grade, I give them a B. And I give it to them mainly because of their coaching staff. Getting Mac McDonald over from the Ravens, I think that he's going to come in with that attitude that they need as far as defensively and everything else. It kind of his mentality kind of reminds me of the Legion of Boom when they were there. So I think he'll bring that mentality thing. I'll bring his mentality there. So. And I like some of the moves they did. I like the draft pick from Byron Murphy. I do also like the two DBs they drafted out of Auburn this year, which is Nehemiah Pritchett and DJ James, both cornerbacks out of Auburn, but they were later rounds. But I still think they may be nice pieces. They also signed Kavon Wallace, who was kind of sort of like the contingency plan after they released Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. So
Jamal could have went. He was cool. Jamal.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not really saying that they miss Jamal Adams. It's more so Quandre Diggs. I think they'll miss more than anything else.
That's just a fact.
They re-signed Leonard Williams. Remember, they had made a trade last year to get a defensive lineman, a defensive tackle from the Giants. So I think that's going to help them out with their defense as well. I think going into this year, like I said, I like the future. Not personally, but as a football fan, I like personally what. As a football fan, I like what the direction that they're heading in as far as the new head coach. Moving on from Pete Carroll and just bringing in a whole new regime. So I give it a B.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying there, Kev, with the no-fly zone, because again, they still got Reek Woolen. So yeah, Julian Love. Yeah, they definitely trying to bring back.
They still got Witherspoon, so I think they're gonna be. They can be really nice.
Yeah, they're not a team to sleep on. I just again like with the Cardinals, it's gonna be a rough season because at least with the Cardinals, they know who their starting quarterback is. With this one, I really think Geno's gonna have his opportunity, but once he starts to start slipping, they're gonna try to put Sam Howell in at some point and see if he can carry the load. But again, this goes with the expectation. So I kind of started it off a little bit. We got to talk about the Geno code. Like, what's our expectations from Geno Smith? And I know you got the stats up there. They probably like 4,000 yards. This is how you know the league is just like a passing league. Everybody got 4,000 yards.
Yeah, they have him at 67 completion percentage, 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 201 rushing yards, and a touchdown.
21 rushing yards. Okay, Geno, do your thing. 21, do your thing. A lot of quarterbacks that can run all of a sudden. You hear that, Decorius? A lot of these quarterbacks can just run.
Yes, Joe. They're predicting he throws for over 4,000 yards. Yes.
I told you.
Your same reaction was my reaction when I saw that. I was like,
Well, he did it in 2022.
Yeah, but he ain't do it last year.
I was about to say he was close, but that ain't even close. You can't even round up for that one. You just got to say 37. Man. 500, almost 500 attempts. What's the completion percentage? Because Joe tuned in, if you got
67.
66?
Yeah, 66.9.
All right. They trying to give him his 20. They think 2022 about to come back. Because that's in that ballpark of what he did then. Well, he did throw less interceptions and more touchdowns last year. So that probably is also why Kev said he was a part of the MVP race early. Because thinking of a guy like Geno Smith coming off that Jets run. For me,
I mean, I kind of want to address this comment. It's hard to slip with those weapons, but he had those same weapons last year.
Yeah.
He had those same weapons last year. Jackson Smith and Bigma, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Noah Fant, Kenneth Walker. They were all there. It's just, and I think the only thing was that heck on Mark.
Came out of left field with the hate though, bro.
He did.
Oh my God. Did Geno get hurt last year? I think he got hurt at some point. He missed a game. Oh, he missed. He missed 2 games.
Kenneth Walker got hurt, yes, but still. He had most of those weapons last year, and he didn't throw for 4,000 yards. So, I don't expect him. I don't expect him to throw for 4,000 yards this year either. You know, I predicted he throws for 3,500 to 3,800 yards. I'm not mad at the 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I think he's around that ballpark. I had him at 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. And I also had him. I didn't look at rushing for him because I don't see him really doing that. So I could care about that.
Yeah, I don't think he runs that much this year. Now, would they say like 300 to 500 or something like that?
Yeah. They said his rushing was 200 yards. So, I mean, if he get that, then okay.
200. I don't think he go for 200, but it is 17 games. Again, he did get hurt last year too, so I don't think 200 goes into that. I want to say 100, but it's 17.
Kev, are you serious? He barely let Russ throw. He let Russ throw a lot. What are you talking about? You forgot that year he threw for over 4,000 yards, had 41 touchdowns, and he was in the MVP conversation up until the last week of this year. Are you serious, Kev? Pete Carroll, what's the head coach there?
I mean, technically, we could say Gino the reason Pete Carroll said I'm done with this, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah, he let Russ cook. Remember, it was let Russ cook.
We all remember that's how the Patriots got another ring. I'm so mad at him about that. My bad. 3,500. I'm not mad at that. I still see he threw for 20 touchdowns last year with all those weapons. Of course, a few of his running backs did get hurt. It's the same offensive core. The offensive line did get a little bit better. The defense definitely got better. I can still see him throwing for about, honestly, I think he just duplicates what he did last year. The yards go down a little bit. Let's say 35, probably 20 touchdowns. He might throw more interceptions because, again, now he has a little bit more chemistry. And with more chemistry, you're going to try things or you're going to expect the person to be there and they might just stop a little yard short. So I would say probably 11 to 12 interceptions. And with the rushing, I'm not going to say the yards, but I think he does have 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but Geno Smith is not known to be a running quarterback, even though he has the ability to. He just you ain't gonna see him scramble that much or have many run plays called for him. So
yeah, no, I don't even think this head coach would allow them to call a design run play for Geno Smith. Like that's just insane. They might do it for Sam Howell, but I don't think they're gonna do it for Geno Smith.
I mean, it all depends though, because we don't know what coaching what his coaching thing is going to be because it's his first time as a head coach, so we don't know necessarily. So you would think that coming over from Baltimore that he would be he would think run first, but then again, you don't know.
I mean, I think it's going to be a mixture of what he did in Baltimore. I think I could see run first.
I think defensively for sure it's going to be a mixture of what it was in Baltimore for sure.
He really don't know who his quarterback is. That's what I think. That's what he at. What he like? I don't know who. I know what Geno did last year, but again, that's just 1 year. So can he replicate it? I mean, 2022, yeah, but again, we gonna see. I think they're gonna be drafting another quarterback. Actually, so you gonna say too much, man. We got the 12th man's almanac, season predictions.
Okay. Let's see where we at with this comment.
Gotta make sure the edits is there. Out the gate. And make sure y'all stick around tomorrow because we're doing the Broncos panel. So this is right here, man. This one here, man.
Be funny. Woo! It's gonna be funny. I think they win the first game.
We here. They get the first one.
I think they win the first game, but then I think they lose to the Patriots the next week.
You at it again. Then they lose to the Dolphins.
Yep, I think they lose to the Dolphins.
Then on Monday night,
I think they lose to the Lions.
Same.
They beat the Giants.
All right, Dave. All right, come on, man. This is getting scary now. I can't wait till y'all see that Giants panel.
They lose to us.
On Prime. Yep.
They beat. I think they beat the Falcons because I think I predicted this before. I think they beat the Falcons in that game.
So in Atlanta, I think they lose to the Falcons.
Yeah, they lose to the Bills.
Yeah, they lose to the Bills.
They beat the Chargers.
That's the Rams.
I mean, I'm Rams. So sorry.
That LA man. I think they beat the Rams.
I think they lose that game to the Rams.
I think coming off of that losing streak that I got them on.
Wait. That's at home, right?
Yep.
No, they win that one. They
Okay.
win that game at home.
Yeah, I was like, I think Mike might lose his mind. They go on a 4-game losing streak. So I think they win that one going into the bye week, and then they lose coming right out of the bye week when they go to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't wait till we do the Giants section because I don't have them winning a lot of games.
I mean, Kev, if I wasn't doing like a live show, I would send you a screenshot of my revamped Excel form, and I'll show you they're not going 0-17. But again, we're not done with all the teams. The Giants could win some games, just not with Danny Dimes.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Giants, they beat the Rams at home, so I think they win that. Then they go on the bye week.
Then they lose to y'all.
Yep.
Then I think I got them losing to the Cardinals. I just said it. Make sure I'm right. Yep, I got them losing to the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think I had the Cardinals losing that one, and then winning
the one on the road.
Yeah. I think they lose at home to the Cardinals, and I think they beat them on the road.
All right, and I got them losing to the Jets, but I'm with you with the Cardinals on. I think they win at home and lose to the Cardinals. Hold on.
Yeah,
they lose to the Cardinals at home. Oh, see, I might want to flip it. Either way, I still get the same results.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah,
I have them losing to the Jets too.
Yeah, and the Jets is another team that's tricky too, because again, it's based upon a lot of questionable quarterbacks. I think Aaron Rodgers stay healthy this season though, but again, it's just predictions. We don't get nothing except for badgered in the chats about it. It's okay. After that, like you said, I think you said you got them losing on the road when they play the Cardinals, right? All right, cool.
I have them winning that game. Remember, you got them. You have the Seahawks winning the game at home.
Yep.
Yeah, I got them losing at home, and I got them winning on the road.
All right.
And then I have them losing to the Packers.
Yep, Jordan Love and them gonna turn up, man. And then I got them beating the Vikings.
Me too.
Oh, one more thing. The Green Bay game is going to be, I think that's a Sunday night game. Just want to let everybody know that's a Sunday night game. I think they beat the Bears.
I think they beat the Bears too.
And then I think they lose to the Rams.
Yeah, I think they lose to the Rams.
And one more update about the schedule with the Bears. That's basically a Christmas game, and it's going to be on Prime Video. What game on Netflix? I think the Ravens play on Netflix.
Might be, I don't know, but I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching that. So I got the Seahawks going 7-10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-11.
Yeah, I know you got them tied with the Cardinals, but remember I said I had them a game off. I didn't.
Yeah,
Seahawks are just a game better than them.
I think these two teams here are going to be fighting for a number 1 seed. I mean, number 1 draft pick. So we gonna see, but that's
number 1 overall. Nah, I don't think they're gonna be that close. I think they're gonna be like.
Well, you're right though, because Kev just said it. The Giants might have the actual number 1 pick. Exactly. They actually need a quarterback. Kev, you are correct. That's probably why I got them going 0-17.
Yep.
I'm joking. The Giants will win some games.
Yeah, not too many, but some.
We can get to these bold predictions. I think I just said 1. I think they're going to be in the top 5 for the draft pick, and they're going to be looking for another quarterback.
The predictions I got for the Seahawks. I think mine is more so of a record against against certain teams. I think they go 3-1 against Denver, New England, Minnesota, and Chicago. That's my bold prediction. With the 1 loss being New England. But I think they beat the other 3 teams.
Well, again, charge it to my head and not my heart. I did have another bold prediction, but it's funny that we do the schedules, then we do the bold prediction. Because I was going to say a bold prediction for them is they could have a winning record at home. They bring the 12th man back. Even though
I
I got
think
them losing to the Cardinals.
my other bro prediction is they're a wild card team in the playoffs. That's my other bro prediction.
I can see that.
If everything goes well with Geno, he throws for 4,000 yards and everything. I could see him. I could see them make it being a wild card in the
I said this whole episode was a bold prediction to me. That's what they
That's
all
to
are.
you. Yeah,
Technically, that's what they all are.
We're basing it off of what they did last year and what they did to improve their team for this season. So, if you look at both teams, kind of sort of, they both improve, but in different areas. The Seahawks improve as far as their coaching, and the Cardinals improve with players. So,
and you know what? Again, these are teams that we're actually just like Dave said, we're taking a look into them and being like, hey, what did you get good at, and where do we see you going? Now, I can't wait till we actually do the panels where we have the fans come on, more so fans of that actual team, and see how bold your prediction is going to be. So let's get to these last words right quick, Dave. I'll let you start it off.
Last words. Shout out to Worm, Donnell, for setting up what we have for the the draft this year. If you are in the draft, in the fantasy draft this year, then you know what it is. So shout out to Donnell for that, setting that up. Other than that, man, appreciate everyone for tuning in today. To AJ and his wife on getting married today. It's a great deal. So many blessings to you both. And man, I'm just excited about these episodes. Can't wait for tomorrow for the Broncos. Let's get it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Kev. I mean, at the end of the day, anything in sports is a bold prediction and being a little bit optimistic. I mean, the only team I'm really not optimistic about, and it's going to be a tough episode for me, and I think we do have a Giants fan coming on, is the Giants one, because I'm sorry, I cannot be optimistic with that one team. And I live in the D.C. area, and I listen to Commanders fans tell me nonsense all the time, and I still got more hopes for them than I do with the Giants. So that right there.
They seem to have more direction than the Giants, so I get it.
At this rate. So again, my last words is just piggybacking off of what Dave said, man. Shout out to Warren for working back behind the scenes and making that happen with the fantasy league. Again, shout out to you, AJ. I know shout out to him and Joe. They got the show starting. I think it starts tomorrow at 9. So you can check out for that one. We got another show on the network. And again, make sure y'all tune in to all the shows on the network, because things have been ramping up over the last 2 weeks.
No, it's next week. It's next Tuesday.
It's next week. That's how I got the weeks messed up. Because I was thinking about our birthday, and happy birthday to us. Because R2L, we had a birthday as well. It was a lot of birthdays.
It was yesterday, so it was a pretty good birthday.
You know what I thought about, Dave? It's a lot of Leos already in the chat, and R2L's birthday is a Leo. It was just meant for us to be on the panel. Right?
It was. And Joe's the balance. He balances it out because he's not Leo. So
it's okay. It's okay. We all can't be Micah.
Shout out to Mark, whose birthday was on the 17th. So shout out to Mark.
And Ricky.
Happy belated birthday again, my guy. We celebrate mine already, so no need to tell me happy birthday.
That's a lot of Leos. So we got Mark in the red corner. Ricky birthday was on the 17th too. So yeah. Hey man, y'all stick around. We're doing something special for the birthday episode. Make sure y'all stay tuned. But outside of that, we ain't got too much to say about the NFC West. Brock Purdy just looked bad in the. Let me get out of here, man, before I lose a friend. Live from Colombia. Hey man, make sure you turn up down there, but have safe adventures, Mark. I'm telling you, Mark like Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, don't turn up too much, and you know what I mean.
Michael Irvin. All right, let's get out of here, man. Just like that. We catch y'all.
We
tomorrow.
Will see y'all. Yep, catch y'all tomorrow. Have a good time. The three of us will be here. Broncos episode tomorrow, so tune in. Other than that, peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.